Hey guys, this is Blake with the 3-Hand Hunter channel, and I wanted to show you the MKII Cruxible Hellion. And this watch is inspired by the World War II A11 watches. You know, I think if you're into military field watches, historic World War I or World War II watches, you're probably familiar with the A11 design. You know, they're very, very popular old field watches, and I've always wanted one, but I've never purchased one because I'm always worried that those older vintage military watches are just, you know, they're a little too dainty for me. Usually they're around the 34, 35 millimeter size. This particular watch comes in at 39 millimeters, and it's a really wearable watch. It's obviously, it's a modern reinterpretation, and it's a do anything, go anywhere field watch. And I've had a few field watches over the years. I'm sure many of you that are listening have owned a Hamilton Khaki field. One of the biggest issues that I have with those watches is they don't have a screw down crown. And this particular watch is, like I said, it's pretty much a go anywhere, do anything watch. And that's what I love about the MKII watches. I have to say that if you like this type of content, you like to see watches that you're not going to see on every other YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my content, and I can bring you new watches that you might like that I've been hunting for. And this particular one was one of them. So one of the things that make this particular watch very unique from the MKII Hellion line is that it is the Crucible, which means it's an all polished case. It is specific to this particular watch. I know it's going to be a love it or hate it with a lot of people with a all polished case, polished bezel, lot of bling, if you will. But I think it really works with this particular watch. One of the other things that I love about this watch is it does have 100 meters of water resistant. It's got a big, huge screw down crown. That crown comes in around 8 millimeters. Matter of fact, we'll measure it right now just so you can see it. Comes in right around 8 millimeters. It's a big crown, and it you know, I think a lot of people see those big crowns and they think, oh man, it must stick right into your wrist, but it doesn't. At 39 millimeters, it's extremely wearable. But the MKII Hellion comes in a brush finish. The Crucible Hellion comes in this all polished case, and like I said, you're either going to love it or hate it, but I think it really works with this particular watch. You know, one of the things I love about the A11 dial design, first of all, it's extremely legible. Like, you can look at this watch, and I know you are quickly looking at it saying, oh wow, that's it's 10:06 and 30 some odd seconds. It's very legible. It's got this double dot design right at the top. You'll notice that that's a really distinct mark with A11 watch collectors. Matter of fact, what you're going to notice with this watch is it's paired with a Haveston strap. These Haveston straps, I'm a huge fan, and I've done a lot of collaborations with Alex at Haveston. He actually did the collaboration with Bill over at MKII, and he matched this particular strap with this watch, and it is a really nice pairing. But I'm going to talk a little bit about why these A11 watches are so popular, especially this dial design, because from what I understand from Alex, because we had a lot of conversations about this particular watch, is that when Bill at MKII went to develop these watches, he wanted to make sure it was a classic interpretation of it. And that's where that double dot design at the very top comes in. But what you're going to notice about this case, it is all polished. It's 39 millimeters. I can measure it for you really quick just so you can see. It measures 39 millimeters across. The lug to lug is a little bit longer, and you're going to see these lugs are really unique, and I'm going to talk about those here just in 1 second. As you can see, that's 48.3, and the thickness of this watch with this really nice double dome crystal comes in around 13.5. You're going to see it right about 13.5 millimeters. Now, let's take a look at these lugs really fast. Let's see if we can get a good zoom in here. And you can see these lugs, they bolt out, and they have, I think Worn & Wound called that like a scroll design lug, but they turn down just slightly, but they protrude out. Another watch that I've owned, and I owned it years ago before I did videos, and I'll see if I can find a picture of it, is the Weiss Field Watch, and it had pretty big lugs like this, but it's really nice because it works to fit through NATO straps, which is, you know, very common that you're going to find on these old A11 watches. But like I said, this is a reinterpretation, modern interpretation, if you want to call it. Really neat design. But because the lugs stick out just a little bit more, it fits NATO straps really quite nicely. I'm going to throw it on my wrist here in just a moment, but I want to talk about a few other design, unique design features of this particular watch. Now, if you're looking at the dial, you'll notice on the dial, this matte black dial, there's a ghost 100 meter, 300 feet rating right at the bottom under, just above the 6, and just below the 12, you're going to see a very faint ghosted MK2 emblem, which is a really, really nice touch for this particular watch. And really, you have to be out in the daylight to notice it. I'm going to show you the Caseback really quick. Caseback is completely polished. This watch, you'll notice it is made in Japan. It says Japanese made. It's an NE, it runs an NE15 movement, which is basically a Seiko 6R15, if you're familiar with Seiko watches. It's designed in the USA, made in Japan, Japanese movement. And one of the things that I've learned about MK2 watches is they are very well made. One of my local friends, Bob, he owns and has owned a couple of MK2 watches, and he would brag about how well made they were. And this is my first experience with an MK2 watch, and I can guarantee you this, it will not be my last. This watch is extremely well made, and if you match it up against a Hamilton Khaki mechanical or Hamilton Khaki field watch, which I've owned a couple, the build quality, in my opinion, is superior with this micro brand. It really is. And I think about, like, if I own a field watch, why wouldn't I want a field watch that's a little bit different than what everybody else has, like an MK2, and it has a screw down crown where I've swam with this watch, I've been out in the field with this watch, and it has been tested and works really well. I don't have to worry about it. And with this really, really easy to manipulate screw down crown, you'll see here, it just pops right out. Very positive release. Then you pull it out, one position. You can adjust the time, adjust the day, and then you pull it all the way out. It's hacking, hand winding, because it's an NE15. And it's, like I said, the crown is very easy to manipulate. Push it back in, catch the screw down, and you screw it down and you're good to go. Very easy to operate, wonderful field watch. Now I want to show you a couple of things and first of all, how versatile this watch is. And like I said, I'm a big fan of military watches. You can see I'm wearing a Citizen, one of the original NY 0040s that has been issued to the Italian Navy in years past. I've got a Marathon GSAR right here, which is obviously a military issued watch. Then I have a Persista PRS 82, which I've done a review on this particular watch. You can see it right here. I'll put a tag up in the video so you can see it. You know, I love military watches. One thing that makes this one unique is, you know, we don't have it's a field watch, so you don't have a manipulated bezel that you can manipulate, but it's like a very easy watch to wear. But I want to show you a couple of straps that go really nice with this. These are Haveston straps. This strap is really cool. This is a frog pattern strap. You can see it's camo on one side, frog pattern on the other side. It is and this comes from Haveston. It is a reversible strap, so you can change. You can move the keeper, switch that out, make it desert camo or frog skin pattern. Really cool. Very easy to slip on to the MK2 just like that. Have a single pass. One of the other straps that came with this particular watch was another canvas strap. This canvas strap gives it a very military look. Love this one. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's another strap that's like one of the Haveston service straps. You can see that it does have matching polished hardware. Very nice looking strap if you want a striped look. But these watches were specifically, in my opinion, it was just made for these Haveston single pass straps. They wear really well. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw it on my wrist really quick. And as I'm doing that, I want to also show you some of the nice things that in packaging that these MK2s come with. So bear with me as I throw this one on. See what a very easy to wear watch this is, and it's a go anywhere, do anything type of field watch. And I have a 7 1/4 inch wrist. You can see how well it fits. But I want to show you this. This is the case that it comes with. Very, very nice. It's like a gun case. If you ever bought a Glock or a Smith & Wesson, it's very similar. But we have extra pin bars. Of a strap changing tool. They're very inexpensive components to have, but they're nice to have, and it's very thoughtful to have this. Now you'll also notice that this particular watch came with this Haveston Velcro hook and loop strap, which I haven't worn with this particular watch, but it's pretty cool to have. Military pin. 4-3, which would be, if it's a Marine pin, it's a 4th Battalion, 3rd Marines. I come from 3-9, which is 3rd Battalion, 9th Marines. I would assume they might be out of Camp Lejeune. I'm thinking, but I'm not 100% sure if it is a Marine battalion. A couple other things that you'll see here. Here's your MK2 watch sticker, which is really cool. But notice how the watch has not only the history of the Hellion, the Crucible, which is pretty neat. You have your Haveston information, which is great, and you can see the collaboration between MK2 and Haveston. But then also the watch, made in Japan, set and regulated in multiple positions, and tells you exactly how to operate the watch. Really nice paperwork that comes with this particular watch, with the serial number and everything else. But what a great package all in all with the MK2. I think, like I said, as a watch enthusiast, a lot of great components, very thoughtful. And like I said, it's not going to be the first or the last MK2 I ever own. If they all have this type of quality that this one possesses, I'm going to be on the hunt for many more of these in years to come. And if you made it this far, let me introduce myself. My name is Blake. I'm a bit of a watchaholic, and if you've made it this far, my assumption is you're a bit of a watchaholic too. So thanks for spending your time with me. I can't wait to see you in the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this content. Have a great day.